How is my 90-day wellness journey going? Is it working? Am I failing? Am I just not coping? Let's get into it and I'll tell you all about how the last 2 weeks have gone. I was going to upload every week, but life got in the way. You know what it's like, so it's every 2 weeks. If you don't know me, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one. On this channel, I talk everything frugal living and budgeting and mum life, show around the shops, but I'm also on a 90-day wellness journey to try and take control of my life because I feel like things are kind of falling apart. So if you haven't seen the video, again, it's in the description box below. Over the last 2 weeks, I started off really well. Like everybody starts off really well on their wellness journey. I started eating a little bit better, getting more breakfast. So like I was having Greek yogurt for breakfast every single morning, still do, but I wasn't having enough. I was still hungry around about 10 o'clock in the morning. And then I would have like rice cake with peanut butter, and it's not necessary. So rather than keep snacking, I actually upped how much yogurt I'm having in the morning. And now it's like 10:30 in the morning and I don't feel hungry. I still feel satiated because I've upped my protein in the morning. So that's going really well. I want to try a few different breakfast ideas, but I am not a savoury breakfast person. I don't know why. I just don't like eating savoury breakfast. Now, if you've watched what my son eats for breakfast, again, I'll link that in the description box and the cards above. He's more of a savoury person when it comes to breakfast, and I'm more of a sweet person. But so I'm thinking of doing some parfaits, maybe get some granola, and I'll record it all when I kind of feel like where I am is I'm happy with. But my breakfast is going great. My lunches, I'm doing a slow cooker meal every single week, and then I'm using that for the rest of the week to have my lunches, and a few of the dinners when my son's not here or it's like a martial arts today and it's like a rush in, rush out, I'll have a slow cook meal. But I'm starting to think, even though they're good and they're really easy to do, I think I may need to start looking at my lunches a bit more. I was thinking of doing like some hard-boiled eggs and having that with some salad, and maybe some chicken breasts or some hummus or lentil. I don't know. I just need to, because I'm coming home from the school run about 3:30 and I kind of like feeling munchy. Like I need another snack. So obviously the lunches that I'm having are not high protein enough to keep me satiated through the rest of the afternoon. So I've got a problem with my lunches. I need to get some more high protein meals there. But I need something quick and easy. That's why I thought like hard-boiled eggs, even though it's not a lot of protein, but it's a good start to a lunch. Need to look into that. Need to get some ideas that I can prep and have ready to go. And then I've got my dinners, which again is sporadic. So if it's a rush in, rush out day with my son doing some kind of sport activity, I tend not to eat dinner. And the same when he's not here, if I don't have a slow cooker meal, I'll just work and then I'll forget to eat. So those two things definitely need work on, and I'm working on meal plans at the moment for that as well. Then the problem I have is that when I settle down and have like my son has like a supper, I say, like he has some snacks at the end of the evening. So he has his dinner, he has a pudding, and then about an hour or so later, a couple of hours before he goes to bed, he'll have a few snacks or something, and then we'll go to bed. I'm finding when he's having those snacks, I'm also snacking, but then I am like binge eating snacking because obviously I haven't given myself enough protein. So I need to fix that as well. So I feel that these last 2 weeks have been more about seeing where I am going wrong and being able to think, right, this isn't working, this needs fixing, and kind of go from there. I'm very aware that when you start a journey, it's not all going to change like that. It's going to take some time. And I feel the last week, 2 weeks has been more of me looking at what I'm actually doing to see what adjustments need to be made. So my breakfast, I'm doing well. I've got high protein breakfast, keeps me satiated all morning. I have a black coffee with it every morning, but I also drink water beforehand. And then when I come home from the school run, I usually have my collagen drink, and then I don't feel like I need anything then till about 12, 1 o'clock. And then I have lunch, and then I'm snacky when I come home from the school run. And then if I don't have a good proper dinner, then I'm binge eating for the rest of the night. So those are things that definitely need working on. Definitely need to have more high protein meals. I am, because I know my body, High protein, low carb works best for me. If I have a high carb diet, even though there is nothing wrong with carbs, and some people thrive on a high carb diet, it gives them energy and they burn fat with it. I don't feel that my body likes it because I just feel very sluggish and I feel bloated and I feel uncomfortable, where high protein, low carb seems to give me more energy and gives me, I just feel better in myself. I feel more confident in myself, don't feel so bloated, but I'm satiated. But I'm not doing that for lunches and dinners. So there's a problem there. So that is my fueling. I'm not calling it nutrition, but it is nutrition. But it's about how I fuel my body, because it's important that we fuel our body, especially as we get older. It's not so much about nutrition, how we look, even though we all want to look good. It's about making sure our body is being fueled correctly so it can last longer, really. So a lot of work still to do on nutrition, but I am working on it and I'm learning new things as I'm going along. The next thing then is my fitness, or my movement as I like to call it, because sometimes when people see things as fitness, they find it quite intense and intimidating, especially if you've never done fitness before. But if you call it movement, it just feels a little bit more gentle. So if this is the first time you're going in to do any kind of movement or exercise and you feel a bit intimidated, you feel a bit self-conscious, maybe you're just not happy with the way your body looks, saying it's about movement rather than exercise and fitness doesn't feel so intimidating, and it feels a little bit more gentle. So that is going really well. I'm really happy with how I'm moving my body. I'm doing strength training 3 to 4 times a week. I'm doing 10 minutes of yoga every single night just to stretch out my body because it hurts. The weight training that I've been doing hurts. So I've been doing yoga just to get my body stretched out. And one thing I want to start incorporating is 2 things I actually want to start incorporating. One is doing some mobility exercises. I think as we age, our mobility starts to decrease and we can't seem to get off the floor as easily. Twisting around to do things seems to be a little bit harder. So I want to work on my mobility skills a little bit more, maybe just doing 5-10 minutes a day, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, just some basic mobility exercises just to keep my body loose and working correctly. And the next thing I want to do is I'm actually going to invest in a weighted vest. And I'm going to go for a few more walks, especially when my son's not with me, or I go for a walk every day that I pick my son up from school. So I'm going to put a weighted vest on and I'm going to go for a walk with a weighted vest on. And I'm going to get into my zone 2 cardio, which will help me burn fat. More for my age, you don't want to overdo it. So when you're over 40, you want to go into like your zone 2, which I can go into another video. So I'm going to get a weighted vest, start off with quite low weight and then just build it up as I go. So those are the 2 things. But my movement is, I'm feeling good. I feel good. I feel really good with that. And that makes me happy, give me confidence. I'm feeling good about that one. So at the moment, don't need any adjustments, just want to incorporate those 2 things, but I'm happy with that. So let's move on to the actual wellness side of things, my stress and my sleep and my boundaries and everything else that I'm going through. So first thing is the stress levels seem to be increasing, not decreasing. I'm really struggling with stress. I really am. There's so much in my life to be stressed out about right now. And every time I feel like I'm taking a step forward, something happens that pushes me 10 steps back. And I'm still moving forward, but I'm going at a very slow snail pace and it's getting frustrating. So I'm really struggling with my stress levels. My sleep, last week I only had like 2 to 3 hours sleep a night for 3 or 4 nights in a row. And then over the weekend, my son hasn't been with me and I've managed to go to bed a little bit earlier. I've been getting 5, 6 and one day 7 hours sleep, which is actually really good for me. And that's been really helping. I've been feeling much better. The problem I have is when I have my son with me, because we suspect he's got ADHD, he doesn't go to sleep. He doesn't go to sleep. It takes me ages to get him to go to sleep. And when I finally do get him to go to sleep, and then I come downstairs, I'm wide awake. And then I'm up for another hour, just trying to calm my nervous system down and get to sleep. So I need to work on maybe getting him to sleep a little bit earlier so that I can get to sleep a bit earlier. But the weekend that I didn't have him, I've been feeling much better because I got good night's sleep. But when I do have him, because he doesn't sleep, it's a little bit more challenging for me. So that's something that I need to work on. So again, my fueling for my body needs work, and now my sleep and my stress also needs work. And one other thing that I've realized, especially the last 2 weeks, while I've kind of been more assessing where my life is, assessing what I need to fix and what I need to work on more, and one of them is my boundaries. I feel that I don't have many friends, but I do have a few, and I love them dearly. I really do love them dearly. But I feel that they all come to me when they've got a problem, when there's something happening, when there's an issue, when they're stressed, they're all coming to me, and I am more than happy to help anybody. But by me doing that, then I'm sacrificing things that I need to do. And that's one thing that has been upsetting me and stressing me out. And I think what I need to do is learn how to say that I want to listen to your problem, I really do, but I'm busy at the moment, can I call you at such and such time when I'm on a walk, and we can discuss it while I'm walking. And that way I can still get the things done that I need to get done, but I can also be with my friends and be there for them, unless of course it's an emergency. But yeah, I feel like everyone's saying, you've got time for a coffee? Or like they call me up and go, oh my God, this problem's happened. Oh my God. And then I get texts, and I want to reply, and I want to be there for my friends because it's important to build relationship, but I'm also not getting the things done that I want to do. So I want to be able to say in a very gentle way, go away and leave me alone, and I'll get in touch with you in like the next couple of hours, but I'm focused. I need to focus on this. So I understand as well that this 90 days, I am not going to completely change my life in 90 days. It's more about in those 90 days that I am slowly making changes so that my life is getting better, if that makes sense. I just want my life to start improving and start changing and start getting better for myself and my son. So that's what's been going on for the last 2 weeks. Now, I do have one thing I'd like to ask you, what you think of this. Now, I want to get back into my wellness industry. I was a trained fitness instructor, personal trainer and dance teacher for about 15 years. And then I have my son. My son's not 15, by the way. And then I have my son, and then I just gave everything up. And I've been thinking about getting back into it again because I'm absolutely loving talking about it and learning more about it, doing my refresher courses so that I'm more up to date. So I was thinking of starting a second channel so that this channel remains about budgeting, frugal living, mum life, show around the shops, and just general what I get up to really. But then I'd have a second channel which is all about wellness. So there'll be videos on there about how to fuel your body, how to move your body. There'll be like 10-minute workouts on there that you can do, and just a range of different things all about wellness, perimenopause, and how you can get in shape without destroying yourself like you see all these people do, because we all get advice from social media. And even though my social media is full of like women over 40 getting fit and all that, there will be the odd 20-year-old coming in going, yeah, I just got to do this. You're like, yeah, look, my body's different. Like, I'm 40, hormones are changing, things are falling down. It's just like, I can't train the way you train. I haven't done it before because I've been self-conscious that who would want to listen to a 40-odd-year-old woman talking about fitness, but realising that maybe that is something that people would like. So let me know if you think that's a good idea, whether you would watch it, whether you would want some like mini workouts taking place that I can do for you, from basic beginners just using body weight to some like Pilates and yogas, to weight training, and even taking you along on a walk with my weighted vest on, but also try and educate you on fueling your body correctly, especially as you age, why high protein diets are good for you, what's the benefit of them, as well as talking about our mindset and how our wellness, our stress and our sleep. As I go through the journey, I make more videos to help you as well. So I think I'm asking you, but I'll probably do it anyway because I always ask people, then I just do what I want. But just out of your opinion, what do you think? Do you think that's something that you would want to watch? I don't really want to turn this particular channel into like a wellness channel, but maybe starting another channel so people that are more interested in this thing have got somewhere to go. And then I can still do the show rounds of the shop for Easter and Christmas and talk to you about little cleaning hacks, because I've got a few there that you might like. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will start getting that set up in the next few weeks. Hopefully launch it in April. I'm going to start doing some videos soon, and I'll hopefully be able to launch that in April. So let me know. Probably the best time is April, after you've eaten all the chocolate from Easter. We'll just want to not be so sluggish anymore and just want to focus on our bodies, because I think it's important now that I'm older to take care of our bodies. And I didn't realise that a lot of people don't know how. But I've always been one of those people, like I remember my brother, I'm going to tell you a little story. I was a gymnast when I was younger. I actually was a gymnastic coach, and I had to choose between dance and gymnastics, and I chose dance. But I was actually a gymnastic assistant coach for about 1.5 years. And I would do a cartwheel in the garden, and I just thought, because I could do it, everyone could do it. So it's like, I could do it, everyone could do a cartwheel. So I made my brother do one, and accidentally broke his arm. But you know, that's okay. It wasn't my fault. Probably was my fault. I come out of school, because he did it in the morning, and then my mum was walking at the school with my brother with his arm in a cast, like, oh dear, like, maybe he can't do cartwheels. So I think I've always kept that mindset, because I can do it, everyone can do it, because I know it, everybody knows it. And I realised that actually not everyone does know the best way of doing things, and also not realising that what works for me might not work for you. So I know that a high protein, low carb diet works for me. That makes me feel good. But like I said, someone might be better with a better high carb diet or high fat diet, because our bodies and our metabolisms are all different. If you'd like me to start another channel with all of that, if you'd be interested, let me know in the comments, and I'll try and get it launched for April. And then I'm going to try and launch my podcast in May. That's the plan. So I feel that the wellness journey is going okay. I feel the last 2 weeks has been more about me assessing what I'm doing and what needs work, and where I'm kind of going wrong with things, and what I actually need to pay more attention to. I feel that the next 2 weeks now is like making those changes and then seeing how my body feels. So like I said, 90 days is not going to change my life, but I'm going to be moving forward to get out where I am to where I'm going to be. So thank you so much for watching this and being on this journey with me. Let me know about the second channel in the comment box below. I'd really appreciate your thoughts and your opinions. And as always, if you've liked the video, give me a thumbs up and share it with a friend if you think it will help them, and subscribe to the channel there so you don't miss any future videos from me. Thank you again for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope whenever you watch this, you're having a good morning, good day, good evening, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.